say some days you're gonna win. They say some days you're gonna lose. I tell you, I got news for you. You're losing all the time, you never win. No, if you believe that's how it's gonna be, I better put you down. Get up, you take your up and come down on the ground. You gotta save me now. You better turn around. And I looked around. I was heading down. Oh, somebody throw me down the line. This is some days you gotta give. This is some days you gotta take. That's the way it's gotta be. Roll it over and you will see.
Welcome in, my friends. It's a Tuesday, the 17th day of June, 9:04, Daily Show. CJ Nasello, you're watching this on Riverbend or Roku TV, anywhere, everywhere you get your podcast. Man, we're doing great on Apple Podcasts. I was getting some notes, and I'm just telling you what, thanks for downloading it and making me feel good about myself. Hey, we got a good show for all of you guys today. I'm going to be talking to Shannon Stelling in a couple of minutes' time. We're going to be getting the latest from the HBR. Really fascinating time to have Shannon on the show and just seeing how they're keeping up with current legislation and just trends in the home building remodeling industry, especially when it pertains right here to the Metro East. That comes down the pipeline in just about 20 minutes' time. Then in the 10 o'clock hour at 10:30, we're talking to our friends at Gumbo to Go. This becoming a staple in Alton, and can't wait to have Troy on the show, and really excited to hear what he's got coming down the pipeline and the latest from the restaurant. Kendra's going to be here too. Really excited for that. At 9:04 though, here's what you need to know on this sorry, I lost my mouse. On the 17th day of June, sign up for that daily email update, and you'll never miss out. We'll take you right to Granite City first. This was something that we were following just a couple of days ago. A Granite City woman, Skyla Sumro, has been denied pretrial release after being charged with 2 counts of aggravated battery. The Madison County State's Attorney's Office did successfully petition for her continued detention, citing public safety concerns. Sumro, born November the 21st, 2006, is accused of striking a person on the head with a glass bottle on the 2nd of June. The case is currently under investigation by the Madison County Sheriff's Office. Authorities do emphasize that these charges again based on probable cause. A different story happening in Granite City just the other day. More than 2,000 customers in Granite City and Madison experienced a power outage late Sunday evening after a snake came into contact with an electrical equipment inside a local substation. Ameren, Illinois reported this. The utility received multiple calls and dispatched a crew just shortly after 10 p.m. and upon arrival, workers found the snake on a transformer and safely removed it by rerouting power from an alternative source. Power was fully restored by 2 a.m. and customers were then switched back to their original power supply. Ameren notes that snakes occasionally can cause outages in spring and summer, especially after heavy rains drive them to seek shelter in these substations. Madison County State's Attorney Tom Hain is leading a coalition of 35 Illinois state's attorneys to follow an amicus brief arguing that the state's assault weapons ban infringes on constitutional rights. Here's what we know about this. The group contends that the 2023 law, which prohibits sale and manufacture of firearms like AR-15 style rifles, broadly restricts commonly owned firearms without aligning with historical firearm regulations. They emphasize these firearms are primarily used for self-defense and recreation by law-abiding citizens, accounting for a minimal portion of violent crime. The brief supports a November 2024 ruling by Judge Stephen McGlynn, who found the ban unconstitutional. The appeal is currently before the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 7th Circuit. We'll keep you updated as more details do emerge from this case. Back here, right to the 618, firefighters responded to a structure blaze on the 200 block of Illinois Avenue in South Roxana Monday afternoon. Heavy smoke and flames were visible upon arrival at the mobile home, which was ultimately a total loss. A box alarm was called, and aid from multiple nearby departments from Wood River, Roxana, Mitchell, Rosewood Heights, and Edwardsville were there on scene. All occupants escaped safely with no injuries. Police helped by blocking streets while firefighters contained the blaze. Survival flight ambulance was on standby. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. During a recent deployment on June the 12th, the Cross River Crime Task Force successfully seized a defaced firearm and suspected methamphetamine and cocaine from individuals involved in drug distribution. Here's what we know. This was led by Granite City Police Captain Adam Connor and Alton Police Captain Curtis McRae. Approximately 40 law enforcement officers participated in this operation. Several arrests were made, including a convicted felon found with a defaced firearm and drugs, as well as others possessing methamphetamine and cocaine with intent to distribute. Multiple fugitives with outstanding warrants were also apprehended. The task force continues to leverage this advanced technology in coordinated efforts to combat crime across the county. In Glen Carbon, flames broke out at the Hardee's restaurant on State Route 159 early Monday morning, quickly prompting a multi-department firefighting response. Firefighters from Glen Carbon, Edwardsville, and Maryville did work together to extinguish that fire that originated on the stove and spread into the restaurant's hood system. Glen Carbon Fire Chief Jason Whitaker praised the rapid activation of the fire suppression systems and the close proximity of the firehouse for containing the blaze within that hood system. It prevented further damage. Mutual aid was crucial in managing the incident, and the restaurant was closed as health officials conduct inspections. On that. A 26-year-old woman, Stacy M. Youngers of St. Charles, was tragically killed in a pedestrian traffic crash on June the 14th. The incident occurred shortly after 6 p.m., and emergency personnel pronounced her deceased at the scene. The vehicle involved was a staff vehicle from the Cottleville Fire Protection District, not a fire apparatus truck. The driver stayed on scene and has been cooperating fully with authorities. The St. Charles County Police Department's Vehicle Crash Investigations Unit is actively working this case. Anyone with information is urged to contact Officer Zachary Koch. The Edwardsville High School team is launching a search for a new head coach for the girls basketball team. Following the conclusion of Brian Young's 2-season tenure, the school aims to take the program in a fresh direction to ensure long-term success. Athletic Director Amy Boscolo emphasized the commitment to a smooth transition for the student athletes and expressed their gratitude and Coach Young's dedication over the past couple of seasons. The search reflects the school's focus on building a stronger future for the girls basketball program as they look for new leadership. At 9:10, finally in the news this morning, busy news day. Wood River Farm Investments, LLC, has offered $500,000 to purchase and transform the 105-acre Envirotech Business Park into Hollywood River Studios. This is going to be a cutting-edge film production and esports facility. The proposal includes up to 6 sound and production studios, an esports arena tailored to growing film, television, and digital streaming industries. The development will occur in 2 phases, ultimately featuring about 16 lots that are equipped with leased or purchased state-of-the-art technology. The Wood River City Council opened proposals on June the 16th, but took no action, with this being the only bid submitted since the city declared the property surplus last month. We'll keep you updated as more details do emerge. Let's take a look at weather. It's 9:12 and it's 74 degrees. It feels like it's hot out there. Humidity at 97%, but this is the serious note today. An air quality alert has been issued by the National Weather Service of St. Louis. The St. Louis Clean Air Partnership has issued that air quality alert for the metropolitan area from 10 a.m. today until 8 p.m. tonight. An orange air quality forecast means the maximum ozone concentrations are expected to reach levels that pose a health risk. Adverse health effects increase as air quality deteriorates. Ground level ozone is an air contaminant which can cause breathing difficulties for children, older adults, as well as people with respiratory issues. Reducing outdoor physical activity is highly recommended. It is a regularly scheduled workday. You are urged to consider telecommuting, carpooling, or utilizing public transit. Avoid excessive idling and do not top off when refueling motor fuels. The use of gasoline-powered lawn equipment should be reduced or postponed until later in the day. For more information, you can visit the St. Louis Clean Air Partnership, which is directly attached to the RiverBender.com weather page. Temperatures today reach 88 degrees, drop down to 72 overnight as we head into a thunderstorm Wednesday. We're getting a what do they call that? A first alert? Well, that's what's Wednesday. 83 degrees on Wednesday. Thunderstorms throughout the day. A low of 64 degrees on Thursday. Partly, sunny skies. A high of 85 and a low of 68 on Friday. Listen to this, folks. Sunny skies. A high of 92. A low of 74 degrees. Do not get mad at me when I tell you what happens on Saturday. Do not do it. Just giving you the information here. On Saturday, a high of 100 and a low of 74 degrees. Perfect time to go on vacation. That's a look at the next 5 days, but let's go back to this air quality alert. Currently, it's 71, which is moderate. Grass levels are moderate. Mold is low. Ragweed's moderate as well. The tree levels are low. The UV index is extreme, as we should all know, so be careful if you're going outside for an extended period of time, especially if you do have some asthma or some breathing issues. Today might be a day just to kind of hang out inside. That's a look at the next 5 days. That's a look at your air quality, and that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend. You can stay up to date in real time by downloading the RiverBender.com app today, or if you just want weather, call the area landmark phone number that RiverBender.com owns, 618-465-4545. It's because of partnerships with Tom Lane. He's your local State Farm agent. We like to thank him for helping us with that time and temp line. Hey, before we take a quick break, let me fill you in on OSF Healthcare. You know, we've been having a lot of great conversations when it comes to healthcare, and really Randy and Tim and Andrea, everybody with the OSF Healthcare team has really done a great job of bringing us all this insightful information on, around dates and times that we really need to talk about important, topics in health. And throughout the last couple of months, we've been doing that. But each and every day, OSF Healthcare is a partner in this community, whether or not it's for our medical treatments or our healthcare needs, and also just being a good community neighbor. I mean, if you think about it, OSF Healthcare has a hand in everything when it comes to community events. They're always out there supporting us. And what I think is even better, they're not just supporting us with going to events and sponsoring things. They're supporting us by bringing state-of-the-art technology right into Alton, so we aren't having to drive the 270 war zone down to Page. You know what I'm saying here? And you're just kind of putting the helmet on and holding on for dear life. I get it. Not no more. They understand that healthcare is changing, and they're bringing it all right here into the 618. The changes that they've had, the upgrades that they've had at OSF Healthcare, I highly encourage you to check it out. From their wound care clinics to all the great work done in the Moeller Cancer Center, and even the prompt care service on Godfrey Road next to Walmart. It's a really great service. You're in and out. They treat you like family. And I'm telling you, it's just great to have a really nice partner like OSF Healthcare. OSFhealthcare.org. And don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. And hey, before we take a quick break, as we're kind of monitoring it, and we don't do national news, and I because I just don't, but we are the Associated Press does have this live stream that they put up, and it's really just a shot of Tel Aviv, as more could be happening today. They know that the president's down in the Situation Room. That's what the White House has been reporting on and monitoring this. So we'll go take you just to give you a little bit of what Tel Aviv's looking like right now as we go really just taking a little bit of a break. Anyway, here's Tel Aviv. We'll come back with more Daily Show. As you can see, the skyline there in Israel, and as the president's monitoring that. We'll come back with more Daily Show next.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Attila Fest is coming to Alton Amphitheater on July 26th. Presented by D. Smith Promotions, hosted by Reason to Doubt Podcast. Don't miss your chance to see Big Boogie and Boozy Badass live on stage with special guests Dirty Muggs, Borderline, Marquise Knox, and NKG Band. For VIP and slots, call Queen at 314-967-8999. Attila Fest. Don't miss it.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Beer on tap, sweet southern woman sit on my lap. G with an O, O with a D, T with an I, and a M and a E, and a good time. Good time. I've been working all week and I'm tired. I don't want to sleep. I want to have fun. Time for a good time. Oh, turn it up now.
Hey, before we talk to Shannon, welcome back. It's Our Daily Show. 9:19 is the time on this Tuesday morning. Wanted to fill you in on a couple of three things. Out of Edwardsville, the Edwardsville police have announced plans for their July 4th traffic enforcement with a focus on impaired and unbuckled drivers. The safety campaign will run from June the 20th, starting this Friday, and it will run through July the 7th to encompass the 3 weekends leading up to and after Independence Day. Here's what Lieutenant Matt Cincy had to say. To ensure a safe Independence Day for everyone, we're asking for your cooperation. If you drive, do not drink, do not use cannabis or other impairing substances. Our officers will be diligently working to prevent impaired driving and make sure all occupants are wearing their seatbelts. The Edwardsville Police will join the Illinois State Police and more than 200 local police and sheriff's department for the statewide effort to celebrate safety, designate a sober driver, and don't let friends or family members drive impaired. Here's some other tips. You can get a designated driver, your keys before you go out. If you are impaired by any of the substances, call a taxi, use a rideshare service, and promptly report any impaired drivers you see to law enforcement by pulling over first, dialing 911. The Drive Sober, Get Pulled Over, and Drive High, Get a DUI, and Click It or Ticket campaigns, they're all made possible by federal traffic safety funds that are administered by IDOT. The enforcement efforts are complemented by IDOT's It's Not a Game campaign, which emphasizes the serious consequences of impaired driving and other unsafe driving behaviors. You know, and before we talk to Shannon, I wanted to get a little bit more detail on this Hollywood River Studios, which I think's really a great name for it, but just a little bit more details on this. So City Attorney Catherine Warren did announce Monday that the Wood River Farm Investments LLC did offer that $500,000 to purchase and develop the entire 105-acre site. That's what we know it as currently as the Envirotech Business Park off the berm. The company's proposal is to build this esports arena and up to 6 sound and production studios, and it will be known as Hollywood River Studios as the business park. Now, these facilities are designed to cater the burgeoning film, television, and digital streaming production industries. I've never seen that word before. Their bid includes the lease or purchase of all necessary technology and equipment to operate these studios. So that is in part of their bid. These properties would then be leased to various media production companies. The site would be developed into 2 phases. And once developed, would consist of about 16 total lots on this. Sorry, I'm reading this as I'm talking to you, so it's a little jumpy. Now, this comes just after a month ago. The city declared the Wood River Business Park surplus property, authorizing its sale to a developer. More details behind the city's decision to sell that property is an additional RiverBender.com articles. And a full recording of that June the 16th Wood River City Council meeting is available at RiverBender.com. /daily show or /video. So, I mean, really just an interesting kind of development out of Woods River. That's going to be fun to follow just to see where that kind of leads to. And we're going to keep you updated on that as we get more details on it too, because really just a really good opportunity there for so many people. And hey, while I have you too, there's some upcoming things that are happening in the Troy, Maryville, St. Jacob, Marie Chamber of Commerce map, and just wanted to fill you in on them and give you a little bit of a reason to maybe sign up for the chamber. On June 18th is tomorrow. This is a really cool event. It's called Business Before Breakfast. It's at Brightly Senior Living. They're going to have a couple of speakers and discussing new adventure, web design, and digital marketing, plus how to use Google business profiles to get more customers. And then on the 24th of June, they have individual meeting with the Department of Commerce and Economic Development. It's a great opportunity to meet with the DCEO to discuss any possible grants or incentive programs for your business. And then on June the 25th, this is really cool. It's a lunch and learn at the Holiday Inn Express. This is 11:30 to 1, and this is going to be about AI. It's not the future, it's now. How small businesses can leverage new tools to compete like the big guys. Attendees supply their own lunch on the 25th of June, but there's so many really great opportunities when it comes to the Troy Chamber, and really just great learning opportunities, but also a really growing chamber. Dawn's been on the show a couple of times and has just filled us in on all the growth that they've experienced down there. And what I think is fascinating is a lot of their members aren't from that specific region, that Troy, Maryville, St. Jacob, or Marine region. They're actually from around the 618, around the Metro East, and it just shows their commitment to developing that area and being a good business partner. So wanted to fill you in on that one. And then while I have you too, let me fill you in on our friends over at Village Dispensary, because every day is a special day when we're talking Village Dispensary. I mean, what are we doing here? If you want to stop in and really just kind of, I don't know, make Woody Harrelson happy today, man, see their inventory. It'll make anybody jealous. You know what I think's really cool too is that they do all these really cool incentives, like 30% off, 25% off. I mean, it just depends on the day of the week. This is why you have to stay tuned to their social media, but also just their standard days. Like today is Tuesday. It's Tasty Tuesday. So you know what that means? You're saving big on edibles today. How about that? You got Waxy Wednesday, Thirsty Thursdays, Flower Friday. But if you just go in any day of the week, they have some really great affordable products for you to kind of keep you moving. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you're new to cannabis, totally understand it. No one's pressuring you here. But if you are interested and maybe you're having, some digestive issues, maybe you're having a little bit of pain and the medicines and all that just isn't working no more, well, maybe try this route. They have an educational center where they can set you down. They can talk with you about the product, see what you truly need out of it, and they'll take care of you every step of the way. You know what I think's so cool about Village Dispensary is they treat you like family. Whether or not you're going in there for the first time or you're going in there for the 50th time, they're going to make sure that they really have you through the entire process. So stop by Village Dispensary and make sure that you tell them that CJ sent you over their way. That's villagedispo.com. That's villagedispo.com. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with Shannon Stelling here in a couple of minutes. You stay there, and I'll stay here on RiverBender.com, Roku TV. It's our daily show.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop at their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and it will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Carmen and the devil walking side by side. I said, hey, Carmen, come on, let's go downtown. She said, I gotta go, but my friend is sticking around.
Welcome back. 9:31. Shannon Stelling joins us, Home Builders Remodelers. Shannon,
Hi, CJ. Good morning.
What a weekend it's been for so many in the Home Builders Remodelers, region, and just I could only imagine just some of the conversations you've been having.
Yes. Unfortunately, we have been hit pretty hard with some storms over the course of the last 6 weeks here in the Metro East in the last couple of days. And, it makes for a very busy time in the home building and remodelers association industry. And we want consumers to be protected out there, and remember that what happens when storms come along, all of a sudden you've got all these out-of-town companies that show up in neighborhoods and start canvassing and knocking on doors and saying how they've done your neighbor's roof and they're here to help you. And we want to warn consumers about that and be careful. You always have the Home Builders Remodelers Association, who are all local companies here that can be trusted in the area that can help you with those problems after a storm. And it's a hard enough time for families when their home has been hit or their property's been damaged. And to have the extra stress of working with people you don't know is not a good thing.
No, and it's really what I think. So it makes it tough for, I think, newer contractors too. Maybe they don't have the name out there yet, or they don't have the organizational, knowledge yet of, what group to, and, like yours to be a part of, that's reputable. Right. And so they kind of get lumped into this. Well, I don't want to call them because I haven't heard of them yet. And it's not like they're out of towners. It's just because they're new and these out of towners give them a bad name.
Yep. And that's why we always tell people, if you're not sure and you want a good reference, call the HBR. They can always call 618-343-6331, or they can go online to hbrmea.org to our online directory. A lot of people are more comfortable calling, and going, hey, give me some references. And what we do is we ask them what area they live in. Then we try to give them at least 3 references for whatever type of service they need. If it's a roof, if it's siding, if it's structural damage, if it's landscaping, whatever it is, here are 3 members that are in proximity that service your area, that are part of the association that you can trust. And if those 3 don't work, call us back and we'll give you 3 more. And what consumers need to remember, when these types of things happen in an area, these remodelers and builders are so busy right now, and you have to be patient with the process. And don't just revert to going to an out-of-town company because they're knocking on your door and you want it done today. Work the process and be patient to work with the local companies.
100%. And what are some of have you had any conversations with a few of the contractors that you guys represent or are a part of the group? How are they managing the workload right now?
They are doing the best they can. As you and I have discussed many times on air, that the workforce is a problem right now. We don't have enough workers to support the industry. 1 second, CJ. I'm on air on radio. That they don't have enough workers to support the industry, but they're doing the best they can, and it is starting to get a little bit better. We are starting to see a little bit more interest and influx in people saying, you know what, I think I want to be part of this industry, which is a positive thing. And when events like that happen, like have happened here in the Metro East and the metro area over the last few weeks, I think that has an impact too for people going, you know what, maybe I need to think about a job in this industry. So
100%. Did you see the Alton High School programs just now starting, the new one?
Yes. It's so exciting. I saw the mayor recently and got to talk to him about it and congratulating them on their success in this. We were just at Alton High School, remember, with the trades program a couple of months ago, where we provided some grant money to them for their career programs.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. We got to talk to about 200 kids. And I got to tell you, after that time, I had 7 or 8 kids from Alton High School reach out directly to the HBR looking for direction and references to work with companies in the industry. So it was a really positive thing.
That's really cool to hear. And Shannon, on top of that all, how's everything else looking for the HBR? I know that you were really busy the last time that we spoke, and you had the Wish Home raffle. Did that go well?
Yeah, it went amazing. We didn't reach the goal we wanted to give the actual home away, but the winner won $78,000 cash.
Oh, wow.
And they couldn't have been happier.
That's a good return.
It is. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's all for a great cause, to support those kids that, that want wishes to come true, that are really ill. And some will make it and some won't. And I'll share quickly the story with your listeners that the winner, when I called her, it's a woman in St. Charles, Missouri, that actually won the grand prize. And she said to me, I told her, who I was. Do you remember buying a raffle ticket? And she says to me, she starts crying and she says, no, you don't understand. And I said, well, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. She said, no, you don't understand. She has a daughter who at 16 years old is blind and deaf, wheelchair bound, and has a trach. And she said that this money was going to change her family's life. And you can't wish for anything more than that, knowing that you've worked hard on a project and that the impact is going to be there, both for Make-A-Wish and the person that actually won the grand prize. So we couldn't have been happier.
That's just incredible. And that's what I think so good to hear, is that somebody, that truly did need that is yes. The one that won it too. That's really incredible to hear.
Yeah, and then we gave away all the other prizes too. We had someone that won a hot tub and won a fence and won massages, and everybody was very happy and grateful. And we're working on the 2026 project now. The next home process is getting ready to start. So for any builders out there that might want to be involved in this, an RFP is going to go out to the public again. That builders will have about 2 weeks to submit if they'd like to be involved in this project. And we're looking to build a home this year from the ground up that will hopefully start within the next month.
That would be really exciting, and to really kind of follow that process too.
Yes. So, it's all a positive thing. And we in the home building industry, our builders and our suppliers and our vendors and everybody involved with it, they love giving back to the community and making a difference. Because again, that's what it goes back to. Our members are all local. They're living in all of your communities. They're part of the community. They go to the churches you go to. They shop at the stores you shop at. And that's why we encourage people all the time to remember, when you need something done for your home, or you want a new home built, or you've got a project, to call the Home Builders and Remodelers Association. We've got over 240 members in the local area that are local companies to support your needs.
Well, and I think that's what's really good too, is you have such a healthy mix of every industry that it's such a safe resource to go to. That website is hbrmea.org, and you can see that directory in real time. And I think what I think is really cool too is, like you said, your members are really active, and that's not that's something that a group really doesn't experience too much. And it seems like just you have such a huge percentile that really is actively not only investing in the community and doing the things that a good company should, but also reinvesting into the association.
Yes, absolutely. And it's for all different types of reasons. It's for educational purposes. It's for supporting workforce development. It's for supporting new developments in communities. I'm working with 2 or 3 municipalities with very large new developments right now. And jointly, we're trying to say, how can we work together with the local companies and make an impact in the community? I've got another smaller community in Southern Illinois that's reached out and says, come talk to us. How can we help grow residential in our area? What advice does the Home Builders, National Association of Home Builders, provide to us to say, these are the things we can do to bring back first-time homes for people.
Right.
We're looking as a national organization and in local chapters across the country, we're looking at ways that we can say, all right, let's tweak what we're doing a little bit. We've got plenty of 3-acre home lots that are $650,000 or higher. That's not obtainable for a first-time buyer. No. How do we get homes back in the marketplace that are good and financially affordable for first-time buyers? So we're working on things like that as an association nationally across the country and in the local chapters, because that's how part of the home crisis will be solved.
100%. And Shannon, on top of that, I don't know, and this is just off the top of my head, question, but has there been a conversation that you've had with the national group about, the individuals that are on, fixed incomes? Because I know some communities have these grants, but a lot of them don't, where, the HVAC breaks down, but, grandma and grandpa, or maybe they live alone and don't have family, they can't take care of the house and it falls apart, and it creates a whole nother problem. Has there ever been a conversation about something like that?
There are conversations going on at the national level, especially working with the federal government. How can we work together, the NAHB and the federal government, with a grant process, with programs being put in place to assist seniors? And here at the HBR locally, if there's a senior that needs something, we have members that'll work with you. There's companies out there, especially the out-of-town ones, and I hate to dog on out-of-town companies, but it happens where they prey on seniors. Yeah. And we, again, working with our local members and companies that provide those services, we know they're not preying on seniors. We know that they're going to work with them, that they may even have a discount program available if you're on a fixed income. And, and we even have sometimes charitable processes that we do through our Remodelers Remodelers Council are some of our union contractors council. So you reach out. All you can do is ask, right? Mm-hmm. And we're working on trying to put something more structured in place, but it's a process. And we're working with national, who's working with the federal government. As we all know, things don't happen quickly.
No. But, you know, it's good for the public, though, to know, and maybe they can start raising more awareness on this, because it's really, you got to preserve, but you also have to, like you said, I can't afford a $400,000 plot, you know, in a beautiful neighborhood.
Well, you know, and then I'm going to go to Granite City. I'm going to use them as an example again in Belleville. Belleville and Granite have infill programs now, and we're getting ready to roll it out in a few more cities. Granite City right now has 300 lots available that my builders are working with them to develop those first-time home buyer homes that are actually, if you were building them on a normal lot where you spent, you know, $40,000 to $80,000 on your lot, depending on what community, those homes would sell for $365,000 to $450,000. Well, similar homes are being built on infill lots, but the consumer and the builder does not have the price of a lot in that. They're being purchased for $1 from the city. And Granite City has gone back to community schools. And the first development we're doing in an infill program is supporting one of their community schools. And their homes where they've done the infrastructure and cleanup of the area, streetscaping, cleaned up, you know, and demoed all the empty homes that were falling apart. And now those lots are sitting there. And there's beautiful floor plans that our builders have come up with, you know, everything from a one-car garage, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, no basement for, you know, the price of around $260,000, give or take, right? That's a first-time home buyer home, right?
Right.
And then, you know, there's some that are 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms with 2-car garage. It's going to cost a little bit more because you get a little bit bigger house. So there's options available that can be more affordable and obtainable for the first-time buyers and for seniors that are wanting to stay in place, but it's time to move out of the home that they were in, right? Stay in your local community in Granite City. There are options through the infill program, and you're not impacting the school, but supporting the school, right? And the other benefit to the consumers is that they only pay the taxes on the property value pre-home built for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
That's a savings of $40,000 to $75,000 over a 10-year period for a consumer.
Yeah, that's huge.
So not only are you saving on the lot cost, but you're saving on the taxes. And they are not renter. They have to be owner occupied because we want to develop sustainability in these neighborhoods, not rental properties coming in that aren't going to be taken care of and get run down again. If they're owner occupied, people have pride in their homes.
Well, 100%. You love where you live and love where you truly live. And I think that's so important because a lot of communities, Shannon, have had this conversation of housing. What are we going to do? And, you know, especially, you know, down here in Alton, we have a pretty high percent of rental where, you know, that's not the answer anymore.
This call is being recorded.
Right.
But it's just, it's just the way it is, you know? So I really don't know if, you know, how communities can kind of go after anything other than like an infill or something similar.
Well, and I'm having conversations with the mayor. HPR is talking with the mayor in Alton, and they kind of started something similar to this, and we're going to start working with them to try to get more builders involved with it.
Good.
And a more structured, here is the infill program type thing. And any community that wants to be involved in an infill program but doesn't know where to start, reach out to the HBR. We've worked with 3 or 4 different communities now in working with them to get this going. And why recreate the wheel? It's already been done. The structure's been put in place, the process, and you know, the builders from our association are even vetted through these programs because they want to make sure they're getting quality builders. They're going to put up a quality product for their community to have that sustainability.
100%. And you know, Shannon, with that being said, what else is coming down the pipeline for HPR?
Well, it's always what's new in the industry. One of the things that's becoming more popular in the industry is not modular homes, but prefabbed material for homes. It's popular on the East Coast and the West Coast. It's starting to make a movement to the Midwest, as it always does after it hits the coast. And they're prefabbed walls that are pre-built with 4x4s and 2x4s and all of the structures pre-put together. You order the size walls you need. There's a cost savings there in the home building process. It's a quicker process. Less labor is needed. So, we're looking at alternatives like that and trying to embrace some of the newer technology that's becoming available in the home building industry. And always our eye is on the ball with what's happening at the federal and the state level. We've already squashed a few things like carpet recycling tax this year, and a few other things that have come up. There's not real hot topics right now on the subject board at the state. There's a few things that we're keeping our eye on the ball, and we're always watching for our consumers and our builders. What do we need to have a voice about to say, don't do this? One of the things we're running into in municipalities now is these contracts on waste. Okay. So, and that's fine if you want to work, if the city or municipality is working with one company, but don't let that flow over to when a consumer or a commercial project needs dumpsters. Right. That should be a bid process. It should be available to any of the reputable dumpster companies in the area. And we've got a few municipalities we're working through some issues with that, where they're saying, nope, everybody's locked out of our community because we have this contract. And that was never the intention of them when they originally started that. In most communities, it was to help residential consumers at their home with their weekly waste pickup, not for project waste pickup.
Well, and that's the thing we've been following too, Shannon, because, we have Sparks Junk Removal in Holland, who just does phenomenal work. And she's battling a very similar thing, not with trash service too, but also with things like that. And it's wild to see some of the details in these contracts, truly, with when it comes to that. And like you said, great idea, because it helped for us. It was to condense and make sure the sewer bill doesn't go astronomical.
Correct.
And so it made sense to do it. It's just at what point is it going to be balanced or somewhat teeter back?
And we don't want to lock out free trade, right? Free options for businesses out there to bid and to negotiate on special projects, commercial projects. And the homeowner, I'm cleaning out and I need a dumpster. We don't support that being mandated across municipalities. Yeah. And it's something that we'll continue to talk to municipalities about and help them see the benefit of making sure that line is defined.
Well, and I think it's a healthy thing, because it holds that contract company to a higher standard, knowing that if they aren't doing the best job, people are going to pick up the phone and call somebody else.
Correct. Absolutely. So, there's always something happening over here at the HBR. You need to tell your company, the dumpster company or the trash removal company you talked about, to call the HBR. We're in their corner. They need to become a member of this association.
I'll take care of that today. And,
that's just some of the things that we do that, a lot of times the members don't realize or don't see, because it's kind of behind the scenes. But we're always here for consumers and builders and people in the industry as a reference, as a point of support.
Absolutely. And Shannon, before I let you go, is there anything else that we need to hit on for now?
Nope. We got, again, I guess the Make-A-Wish project for 2026 is more information coming about that. And we can't thank all of your listeners and everyone that supported that project for 25 enough. You helped us raise a lot of money to provide to Make-A-Wish and to the HBR Foundation. And we're going to continue with that project. And we're already working on the Home Expo for next year. But I'm going to tell you, any vendors out there that have interest, because that show sold out in 25, I think we're already 78% booked for 26.
Wow.
So they don't want to waste time in getting a hold of us to sign up if they want to be a part of that show in March next year.
I'd say so. Well, and really was. I mean, that was a huge turnout, and you guys were just jam-packed wall to wall.
Yeah, we had over 10,000 consumers come through the doors again over 3 days, and our vendors were, the people that participated were thrilled. I think consumers were thrilled. We had some good charitable causes there. We had some local performances. We had some great prize giveaways, and we'll be doing all of that again next year. And, looking forward to the March 26th Home Expo. But my message to vendors is don't wait.
Yeah.
Do not wait to sign up. If you want to be involved in it, great, call us now, and if not, I get it, but there's still some space available, but it is going quickly. So
and we'll make sure to get all that into a write-up, and Shannon, as always, thank you so much for calling in and filling us in on the latest.
Thanks, CJ. You have a great day, and we'll talk next month, okay?
You too. Hey, we'll talk again soon. Hey guys, it's 9:52. We'll take a quick break. More Daily Show next.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop at their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and it will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today. You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
How does it feel? How does it feel to be on your own with no direction home? A complete unknown.
Welcome back. 9:54. Hey, just a little bit of a quick one while I have you. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the St. Louis District, is in partnership with the Wood River Drainage and Levee District. Now, they're going to host this ribbon-cutting ceremony to mark the completion of the Upper Wood River Levee Under Seepage Design Deficiency Correction Project. Say that one 4 times fast. On June the 20th at 9:30 a.m. at the East Alton No. 1 Pump Station. The event's going to recognize the successful federal-local partnership and celebrate that major milestone in flood risk management for the region. Now, the project enhances the safety and reliability of the levee system by addressing a known design deficiency and implementing features that control underseepage from the Mississippi River. Improvements include 80 new relief wells, a drainage collection system, and an access road. Realizing this now, I kept calling them walls last week, so I'm glad I can get the clarification today. This is a statement from Commander of the St. Louis District, Colonel Andy Painier. The completion of the project represents a major step forward in safety, resilience, and public service. It's not just a celebration of concrete and relief wells, but a reduced flood risk, increased confidence, and stronger futures for this community. The Wood River leveed area, now this includes the Melvin Price Reach, was originally constructed in the 1950s, and it provides urban level of protection to approximately 31,000 residents. It also protects critical infrastructure and 13,700 acres of property that's valued at $3.4 billion. That's a B. The East Alton No. 1 Pump Station, it's located across Route 143 from No. 1 Loxon Dams Way across across from the National Great Rivers Museum. I know you guys have seen it, but that's a big deal. That ribbon cutting ceremony is going to be at 9:30 on Friday. So if you have a chance to go out there and see it, I'd highly encourage you to. That's something really cool. Also, real quick while I have you too, Secretary of State Giannalis, who has launched a public awareness campaign encouraging Illinoisans to spark a life-saving ripple effect by becoming an organ donor. Now, the ad, which is the first in a series building on the positive ripple effects, will begin running this week and broadcast on television and all across every platform on the state. Now, this illustrative narrative, it's a firefighter who was granted the gift of life through organ donation, and it saves a tutor at the scene of the accident, who in turn helps a young student earn admission into college. The story is rooted in real-world accounts of organ recipients and starting a chain reaction of positive change with their second chance at life. Illinois has one of the largest registries in the nation, listen to this, averaging over 20,000 signups per month across DMV facilities, with around 6.5 million total current registrants. A single donor can save or improve the lives of up to 25 people. Approximately 4,000 people are on the transplant waiting list, and tragically, about 300 die waiting for a transplant every year. The Secretary of State's office is encouraging you to become a donor. You can register with the Secretary of State's Organ and Tissue Donor Registry by going to lifegoeson.com. That's lifegoeson.com, or you can call 800-210-2106. That's 800-210-2106. You can also sign up with the DMV, but just a little bit of a note from the Secretary of State's office on this new campaign for organ and tissue donation. It's 9:57. Hey, while I have you, let me fill you in on just a really exciting weekend that's coming down to Alton. Really excited for the Alton Midwest Nationals. I think it's going to be a great event, and really just excited for the fun on the riverfront. There's so much to do and so much to talk about when it comes to it. I'm just going to pull this up, and if you're watching, just kind of get some details too and follow along, because there's a lot to look through. Or if you're at home, just get the big dates. So this is the second annual Alton Midwest Nationals. It's July 18th through the 20th. Okay, it's at Riverfront Park right there on the river, and this is going to be a great, great night. This is an action-packed weekend, and I'm telling you what, these F1 powerboat races on the Mississippi River are just insane. I mean, they're flying at the speed of sound. And what was so cool is Tim was on a couple of days ago with Lindsay Younger filling us in on this. And just to hear that only really a foot of the boat is in the water is kind of nuts to me. It's heart-pounding action. Plus, what I think's so cool is they're going to have vendors displays, music and food for all to enjoy, general admission for viewing, plus an exclusive VIP experience if you're interested. So you can actually kick off the weekend, though, right over here across the building at Max for a great night to meet the drivers and see the boats up close. Your kiddos could probably jump in and take a photo or two. I know we were talking about that. That's that meet and greet street party on Bell Street and West 4th and Alton. This is cold drinks, the full menu at Max, plus more live music. How can you go wrong? You meet the drivers, you can get photos, autographs, official merchandise. What a way to spend it with the kiddos. 6:30 to 8:30 on July 18th. But like I said, the action goes all weekend long in July. This is one you're going to want to watch. The Alton Midwest Nationals. You're going to have to get tickets. I'm telling you, get them now at F1PowerboatChampionship.com. That's F1PowerboatChampionship.com. You can also go to their Tixer link, and we can take you to that route as well. Really just want to thank Great Rivers and Routes in the city of Alton and all the wonderful partners that help make this event possible, including the F1 Powerboat Championship. Make sure you get your tickets today. I'll see you on the riverfront. Oh, you got a boat? Do you? You can watch it on the water. How friggin' cool would that be? F1PowerboatChampionship.com. That's F1PowerboatChampionship.com. You can also find out more information by going to riversandroutes.com. That's riversandroutes.com. All right, let's do this. We're going to take a quick break. Look at downtown Alton. I almost just blew my eardrums out, but who's looking? And we'll come back. Top of the hour news hits you in the nose on this 17th day of June next.
His fingerprints are everywhere. I just slowed down to stop and stare. Open my eyes and man, I swear I saw God today.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop at their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganass Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and it will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganass Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganass Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you in the nose. Getting loud up in here. On the 17th day of June. Here's what you need to know as our 10 o'clock hour continues on RiverBender.com. A Granite City woman, Skyla Sumro, has been denied pretrial release after being charged with 2 counts of aggravated battery. Now, here's what we know on this. The Madison County State's Attorney's Office successfully petitioned for her continued detention, citing public safety concerns. Sumro, born November the 21st, 2006, is accused of striking a person on the head with a glass bottle on the 2nd of June. The case is under investigation by the Madison County Sheriff's Office. More than 2,000 customers in Granite City and Madison experienced a power outage late Sunday evening after a snake came into contact with electrical equipment inside a local substation. The utility received multiple calls and dispatched a crew just after 10 p.m. Upon arrival, workers found the snake on a transformer and safely removed it by rerouting power from alternative sources. Power fully restored by 2 a.m. Customers were then switched back to the original power supply after the work was done. Ameren notes the snakes occasionally do cause these outages in spring and summer, especially after heavy rains drive them to seek shelter in substations. So just an update on that power outage in Granite and Madison. Also in the news today, Madison County State's Attorney Tom Hain has led a coalition of 35 Illinois state's attorneys to file an amicus brief arguing that the state's assault weapons ban infringes on constitutional rights. The group contends that the 2023 law, which prohibits sale and manufacture of firearms like AR-15 style rifles, broadly restricts commonly owned firearms without aligning with historical firearm regulation. They emphasize the firearms are primarily used for self-defense and by recreation by law-abiding citizens, accounting for a minimal portion of violent crime. The brief supports a November 2024 ruling by Judge Stephen McGlynn, who found the ban unconstitutional. The appeal is currently before the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 7th Circuit. We'll keep you updated when more details do emerge. Firefighters responded to a structure blaze on the 200 block of Illinois Avenue in South Roxana Monday afternoon. Heavy smoke and flames were visible upon arrival to the mobile home, which was ultimately a total loss. A box alarm was called, bringing in aid from nearby departments. All occupants safely escaped with no injuries reported. Police helped by blocking streets while firefighters contained the blaze. Survival flight was also on standby. The cause of the fire currently remains under investigation. During a recent deployment on June the 12th, the Cross River Crime Task Force successfully seized a defaced firearm and suspected methamphetamine along with cocaine from individuals involved in drug distribution. Here's what we know on this. It was led by Granite City Police Captain Adam Connor and Alton Police Captain Curtis McRae. Approximately 40 law enforcement officers did participate in this operation. Several arrests were made, including a convicted felon found with a defaced firearm and drugs, as well as others possessing methamphetamine and cocaine with intent to distribute. Multiple fugitives with outstanding warrants were also apprehended. The task force continues to leverage advanced technology and coordinated efforts to combat crime across the county. Flames broke out at the Hardee's restaurant on State Route 159 in Glen Carbon early Monday morning. It prompted a multi-department response. Firefighters from Glen Carbon, Edwardsville, and Maryville worked together to extinguish a fire that originated on the stove and spread into the restaurant's hood system. Glen Carbon Fire Chief Jason Whitaker praised the rapid activation of the fire suppression systems and the close proximity of the firehouse for containing the blaze within that hood system. Mutual aid was crucial in managing this incident. The restaurant remains closed today as health officials conduct inspections. Edwardsville High School is currently launching a search for a new head coach for its girls basketball program following the conclusion of Brian Young's 2-season tenure. The school aims to take the program in a fresh direction to ensure long-term success. Athletic Director Amy Boscolo emphasized their commitment to a smooth transition for the student athletes and express gratitude for Coach Young's dedication over the past 2 seasons. The search reflects the school's focus on building that girls' basketball program as they continue to look for new leadership. RiverBender.com Sports will keep you updated whenever the Tigers find a new head coach. And finally in the news today, this is something that we took on a little bit more of an extended conversation in the 9 o'clock hour. Wood River Farm Investments, LLC, has offered $500,000 to purchase and transform the 105-acre former EnviroTech Business Park into Hollywood River Studios, a cutting-edge film production and esports facility. The proposal includes up to 6 sound and production studios and an esports arena tailored to growing film, television, and digital streaming industries. The development will occur in 2 phases, ultimately featuring about 16 lots equipped with leased or purchased state-of-the-art technology. Wood River City Council opened proposals on June the 16th, but they did not take action, with this being the only bid submitted since the city declared the property surplus just under a month ago. We'll keep you updated as more details roll out from the Wood River City Council. Let's look at weather. I'm not really feeling it today, guys, when it comes to weather. This air quality alert has been issued. It is in effect now and will run until 8 p.m. tonight. An orange air quality alert means that maximum ozone concentrations are expected to reach levels that do pose a health risk. So please be mindful today. You can find out more information on the AQI, the Air Quality Index, by going to airnow.gov. Temperatures right now in downtown Alton are at 78 degrees. It feels like 91 out there. Humidity at 90%. We did have some humid mornings, a humid morning today with some low clouds, and we had some fog, but that gave way to sun. And now tonight, it's just going to be warm. It's going to be humid with increasing clouds. Air quality right now is moderate. Grass levels are moderate. Mold is low. Ragweed levels are moderate too, and tree levels are low. Temperatures reach 90 degrees today and drop down to 72 overnight as we head into Wednesday. On Wednesday, we're getting thunderstorms throughout the day. I know they're just calling for an alert day too, so be mindful of that. A high of 82, a low of 66 degrees. On Thursday, a high of 85, a low of 68. Man, that'll feel nice. And then on Friday, a high of 92, a low of 75 as we head into the weekend. On Saturday, I hate to tell you, I'll be on vacation, but temperatures reach 100 degrees for you guys here. Yikes, that won't be fun. Dropping down to 75 overnight as you head into Sunday. That's a look at your next 5 days. Here's what's happening now at 10:10. A little bit of change. It's 78 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 90 out there for time and temperature throughout the day. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. Hey, while I have you, let me fill you in on Sparks Junk Removal. I mean, the queen of junk. Your junk is their business. You don't need me to keep telling you that. I mean, come on now. These purple, yellow trash cans are just popping up, mating like bunny rabbits all across the 618. Why? Because she answers her phone. It's that simple. I mean, it literally is that simple. ABC. Very simple solution here. Denise Sparks cares about her clients. When you call 618-781-1407, that's who you're getting. You aren't getting a call center. You aren't getting somebody that's going to put you on hold for 45 minutes and, you don't know if they forgot about you or not. It's just somebody that really cares. They're environmentally friendly. They really go above and beyond to make sure that they're trying to repurpose as much as they can. And listen, you've used Denise for 30 years. You've used Denise for appliance and furniture removal. You might have used her for demolition services. Hell, you might have even used her for some construction debris. She does it all. I mean, she really has made a name for herself and just dominated. And I think that's such a really important note. If you go to sparksjunkremoval.net, you can see all of her services. And this is really cool. I mean, there's a gauntlet of everything. I mean, I go on my live read and say, listen, you're out of shape. That Bowflex that you got at Christmas 25 years ago, get it out of there, or maybe you just got a bunch of junk in your basement and it's just time to give it the old heave-ho, start fresh. We did miss the spring cleaning period, but that's okay because it's just a start. We can always start now. And you start by calling 781-1407. That's 618-781-1407. Get the queen of junk on speed dial because you're going to need her. That hot tub that's broken down in your backyard, or maybe you just got that shed that fell over, 15 years ago. Boom! Gotta go, and it's gotta go with the queen of junk. Don't forget to tell her that you know who sent you over their way. All right, I'm going to take a break. Let's take a look at downtown Alton. We'll come back with more.
Whiskey. I don't know how it feels to hurt. Oh, I ain't been lonely since you said goodbye. Wish I could say I miss you. Oh, but I never lie.
Chillafest is coming to Alton Amphitheater on July 26th. Presented by D. Smith Promotions, hosted by Reason to Doubt Podcast. Don't miss your chance to see Big Boogie and Boozy Badass live on stage with special guests Dirty Mugs, Borderline, Marquise Knox, and NKG Band. For VIP and slots, call Queen at 314-967-8999. Chillafest. Don't miss it.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to Our Daily Show on this Tuesday morning. It is Tuesday, correct? Just a little bit of the Tel Aviv skyline. We are just monitoring through our Associated Press feed the conflict in the Middle East, and that's something we don't talk about on the show, but just wanted to bring to your attention that we do have that feed available at RiverBender.com. If you go to the Associated Press tab, you can see all of those stories that they're following. A little bit just more of an overview for you. As you know, the president has just left the G7 and is going to be monitoring this with the NSC this morning. So just something to keep mind of. And just note that another feature of RiverBender.com, that's kind of why I'm bringing in that Associated Press feed today, just so you know that we do have that national and statewide side of things covered if you ever need to know more information. Hey, while I have you, so Troy's going to join us and Kendra in a couple of minutes, but I'm getting ready to go on vacation. I keep telling you guys this, I need a friggin' break. I'm just going to be honest with you. I am overwhelmed and stressed out, and it's time to go relax, you know? And I have decided, because it was just, we were trying to get everyone scheduled to do these taped interviews, and at Christmas time, it's a little bit easier because everyone's home for, you know, the holidays and all that. But when it's summertime, I'm just going to be honest, it's like herding cats, and it's not, I ain't a herder, you know what I'm saying? So we've decided I'm going back to the first year of the show, and we're doing some really cool best ofs, but the next week. So from Friday to next Friday, I'll be here in spirit, number one, but number two, it's going to be a really cool opportunity. We have thousands of interviews I've done. I mean, I've done the show we have over 800 episodes, and thousands of interviews along the way, and it's just really cool. So I know we've forgotten about a lot of them. Hell, I've forgotten about a lot of them. I've had PGA golfers on here. I've had, you name it, and there's been some really cool ones. So I wanted to go back and play those for you guys next week and really just do a full best of, not coming in and out of the studio, not me kind of trying to have one live and then go back to a hybrid. Nah, it's best of week, it's vacation mode, and I'm really excited to kind of look back and to see how far we've come in almost 3 years now. So it's going to be really cool. And while I was looking, you're going, why are you talking about this, dude? You're just kind of rambling. Promise you I'm not. There is an end point in this story, okay? I'm getting ready to dive off, okay? So the reason I bring this up, the other day I was, looking, maybe it was yesterday, I don't know, and I was looking for these interviews to start putting in there, and I found this one that I think is so cool, and you guys loved it. It was with Dr. Kathy Wollner, and it's about her new book, about, it's called the Children's Medical Care Book, and you know how many times you've Googled something on, maybe you got a runny nose problem, or just upset, or, maybe you have a headache for a couple of days, and they tell you you're dying, and you need to just kind of give up. That's what happens when you Google it. This has some really good and true information and really just something I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to take you to a little bit of that and come back with you here in a couple of moments. You stay there and I'll stay here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV. Back after this great conversation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Kathy Wollner joined us almost a year ago at this time.
It was. I looked it up.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Well, I'm telling you what, I don't know who gets more love on RiverBender social media than Dr. Kathy Wollner. I mean, this article came out about the Kids Medical Care Handbook that you've written and self-published, and everyone just kind of dove in and said, this is amazing. How does it feel?
It's a bit overwhelming. I wasn't expecting the kind of response that it got, but it's very gratifying to know that people are appreciating it at this point.
Well, and before we dive into the journey about how long it took and all of that, what was the reason for even starting the book in the first place?
Basically, just I think as an additional aid to parents, because things always happen to kids in the middle of the night, or when your doctor is out of the office, and not everything has to go to the emergency room or an urgent care. And just so that people can sleep a little more comfortably at night, I wanted to put the book together for information, some guidelines when the parents need to take their child to the emergency room, when they can stay home, what they can do at home until their doctor gets in the next day.
Well, and it's such a good point, because I've never been a parent, not yet. I'm still, like I told you, this book's for me because I still probably am a child. But what I think is so important is for first-time parents out there, I'm sure it's nerve-wracking when you see that first illness, or you see something that just obscure, you know, in the middle, and it always happens in the middle of the night or on a Sunday or a weekend, and
indeed
we have to Google. And then that's where it gets even worse, and then all these problems start, and now we can just take a look at this and realize this is proven, you know, data. This isn't just someone typing it on the internet.
Right. And basically, yeah, I wanted to have people avoid going to Google because we spend a lot of time during office visits dispelling what Google said.
I'm telling you what, half of my doctor visit was you telling my no, he's fine. I think we'll be just okay. We don't need antibiotics today. And that's why it was good, though, because it was the honesty and just having that conversation. And now we can at least have a little bit of a jump start before we call the office or make that decision.
Exactly.
So
that was the purpose.
You started about 3 years ago, you said, correct?
Correct.
And off and on, and just was it just because you were just the timing wasn't there to really dive into it, or?
I think so. A lot of things between COVID and office management and lots of things just sort of got in the way periodically, and so this past year I said, okay, we're going to do it, and took a lot of extra weekends and stuff to put it together, but it all came together.
Well, I'd say so. Yeah, but it's just what I think's amazing about this is just the way it looks. Because at first I thought you had a national publisher behind you just because of the way it's presented, the colors on it. I mean, it's really welcoming for a parent, because we've seen those big, especially you have those medical books or anything like that. You pick up one page and you're kind of overwhelmed.
Yes. Yeah.
Was that a major point when you were putting this together?
It sure was. Yeah. To make it very simple, there's a lot of bullet points. I hate reading big paragraphs because I get lost in the middle a lot of times. So there's lots of bullet points, very specific details, and then I definitely wanted to include pictures of rashes because those are horrendous.
That's what I just was opening to.
Yeah.
And because that's where I think a lot of the, I don't want to say paranoia, but the fear sets in, because you look at that and you go, is this a spider bite? Is this that? Is this a nasty infection?
Right. Is this measles? Is this chickenpox? Yeah.
So this is just incredible. And what I think, so how did you break this down per issue or per factor?
So it took a while to decide the overall arrangement, but I decided to literally go from head to toe. And so we broke down the body into its different systems. So the head, the ears, the eyes, the throat, and on down.
This is really cool. And now, who helped you? You were talking. Is it okay if we talk about who helped you do the?
It is.
Okay,
yes.
Cool. So take me through, because it's a beautiful book, and it's like I said, it's welcoming. Who helped you with the design?
So when our children were growing up, we had a full-time babysitter who was from Italy. She spent a year with us as an au pair. Went home and then decided she liked to live in the United States better, and ended up going to Florissant Valley Community College and got her associates in art, and then won a scholarship to the Kansas City Art Institute.
Wow.
And got her degree from there. And then she's worked in industrial design since then. This was her first attempt at designing a book.
This is her first attempt?
Yeah.
Oh, she better stay in the business.
Yeah, that's what she's been told.
Well, and I just think this is it's incredible from front to back. And what I think's really unique about this too is it goes so much further than just the typical FAQs that maybe we would come to think about. Just as a non-parent, going, what would you look for? Fever, or the strep throats of the world and things like that.
Right, and part of that. Part of the effort was also to, dispel long-term myths. Like, for example, when people hear the word scarlet fever, not so much anymore, but grandparents still have this bad idea of what scarlet fever is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's historically, and there's a little quip under strep throat and there as to what scarlet fever really was. All it is a rash that you can get from strep throat. But way back before penicillin was developed, scarlet fever was, quotes, a killer. But they didn't realize that it was really the strep throat infection causing the scarlet fever that actually caused death. And then when penicillin came around, started treating all of the strep throats, and deaths from scarlet fever went away.
Well, and so this is incredible because I keep going through and I'm on that section and I was just, going through it, and you have this note, it seems like, on the back of each section of when is it time to go?
Right.
And so when it comes to that, how do you categorize, when it's time to go? Was it just based on just kind of that set standard that you kind of just observe and that you talk with your patients?
Indeed.
Okay.
And it's pretty standard of care in pediatrics too. It's what one pediatrician to the next pediatrician to the next pediatrician is going to recommend.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and, going into just those, dispelling some of those things like scarlet fever and other, I don't want to say wives' tales, but things that were maybe considered a grandiose event.
Indeed.
How many of those do you think people are going to go through this book and go, wow, I didn't realize that? Is there quite a few of those in this? Really?
Yeah.
Can you give me one good one? Scarlet fever's pretty good. That was a good starter.
True. Okay. Let me see. So, a lot of parents are going to not like me, but under extremities where it talks about fractures and things, there's trampoline safety. Like the rules of jumping on a trampoline.
It's right here.
Yeah.
It's a big bulletin board. You will not miss it in this book. Wow. Well, and see, that's a good thing too, because it's one of those things where if you don't really take a look at it, you don't put it out there, then no one's really going to be able to kind of learn from that. And you're right, no one under 6 should be on a trampoline.
No. So I just wanted to put a bunch of information in a compact little book that was handy, that you can grab off the shelf.
This is so unique, and I mean really unique. And, throughout this, take me through your office staff and everything else that's going on. Were they pretty supportive of this measure?
Well, I kind of kept it a secret.
Did you really?
And I had told a couple of people that this had been my dream thing that I wanted to do a couple of years ago. And then when I got the prototype book back from the publisher, I took it in and said, here's my dream. So
no kidding.
Yeah.
Were they fans?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you have a moment to stick around? We'll come back and talk more.
I do.
We'll take a quick break. I'll pay a quick bill. $9.24. A little bit of change. You stay there. We'll stay here. The Kids Medical Care Handbook, written by yours truly, not me, Dr. Kathy Wallner. She's sitting right across the table. We'll come back with more conversations on this right afterwards.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday grabs like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Feeling alright when the sun sinks down.
Hello? Okay, there we go. 10:32. I couldn't hear myself. I'm like, what the hell? I have a pretty loud voice. Troy Green in the studio. Gumbo to go. And more. And more. So, number one, let's talk Gumbo to go. How are you guys doing out there?
We're doing great. Moving and grooving. We're very happy to be in the area, still in business, coming up on 3 years now. So
that's wild.
Yeah, it happens quick, but we're very happy to be here. For those of you who don't know our story, we're transplants from Louisiana. I'm from Baton Rouge. Kendra is from Rain, Louisiana. We came together and moved up here after 2016. We had a little flood and kind of had to pack up and move up to Illinois. And since we've been here, it's been nothing but blessings. We got our restaurant going after a lot of trial and error. And like I said, we're coming up on 3 years now in October. So,
well, 3 years, and you're doing pretty well to be able to go back to the first love. You're doing music again, man.
Oh, yes. That's something that's gotten picked up again. My music career is back and live again. I'm doing shows. I got several albums coming out. Just did a music video with Megs.
Oh yeah.
So she did a great job on one of my last music videos. Yeah, everything is going great for that. My next show is STL Minifest. That's gonna be on Broadway Boat Bar in St. Louis. It's got 7 acts. I'm gonna be on there doing a great set. For anyone who doesn't know, I've been doing music for a long time, but I'm not really a big promoter on my music end. I'm kind of humble on that end because I'm also the chef at Gumbo to Go. So that tries to typically be my main focus.
Well, you tagged me in this, the post today, and I'm like, what effing show has he got coming up? You never told me this before. This is really cool, man. So what type of music do you make?
So I make pop music, hip hop. I'm a producer. I have my own home studio, so I'm able to do music pretty frequently, and I release music pretty often, but I just don't post very often about it. But now I'm kind of getting my sea legs again for performing. I've done a few out in St. Louis and a few out in Alton this past summer, so I'm looking forward to my SCL show.
I love it, man. I love learning new things about people. Like, this is the coolest damn thing. I would have never thought you were like doing all this. This is awesome.
And I go by my own name. It's Troy Green. So if you ever want to look up any of my music, you can search in any where you stream. It's just Troy Green. My latest album is called Broken Records. I produced it with an Alton producer called DJ Stolly. And we did a 12-track album, got some good music out there. I'm going to be performing some of those at the SCL Mini Fest. And a couple of my old singles that you may have or may not have heard, rather. But it's a lot of good music, a lot of fun music, live energy, pop music.
Hell yeah.
Something that everyone could really get down to. And like I said, we're going to also have Gumbo to go catering the food. So that's going to be another good draw for you. We're going to have some jambalaya, some nachos, some hamburgers. Good little stuff to keep you going throughout the rest of the acts and have a good time.
This is really cool. How long did it take to put this event together?
It's a festival style event that's done in several cities. So they're coming to SCL. It's a music company called Bridging the Music. That's also where you can get the tickets. BridgingTheMusic.com/SCL Minifest. And you'll be able to purchase tickets for, just make sure you click my name under the act, Troy Green. And the tickets are $20. If you can't go online, you can reach out to me and I'll get you a ticket for sure.
Really cool. And now what time does it start on the 19th?
All right, so the event starts at 5:30. It's going to be going out till 11 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
It's an 18-plus event, so, no kiddos, but everyone who is of age come out and have a good time. It's going to be pretty good, energetic fun. Like I said, Gumbo to Go is going to be catering as well, and we have lots of food to vend. On that note as well, we're also open to booking for more catering options for the store. I was
going to ask you that, yeah.
We've been taking on a lot of big projects lately. A lot of good catering orders for the Wood River Refinery. We've done a few for Worldwide Technology. We've got a couple of weddings coming up. So
that would be fun.
Even now for the 2026 wedding season, if you're looking to get some booking from us, I suggest you start now because we're starting to actually fill up already.
For next year?
Really awesome. Yep, already.
I'll be damned.
Up.
That's pretty impressive.
Yep. We have a lot of things planned up. So Mardi Gras season is a big one for us. We're one of the top restaurants for Cajun food in the area. So Mardi Gras comes around, people have already got their king cakes order in for next year. So if you're thinking about that, I would suggest you go ahead and get your order in now and get booked because slots are filling up pretty fast. And we like to take as much as we can, but we got to be reasonable.
Man, this is freaking awesome. Yeah. I mean, I think it's great that people are already, number one, I better start moving for like Mardi Gras next year. But if you're wanting to get married next year and you want Gumbo to Go, you better call today.
Absolutely. And like we said, we're able to, we've done up to 250, 300 people.
Wow.
For those huge refinery orders, some of those Worldwide Technology orders. So we're able to feed a lot of people. Just give the store a call and we can work some numbers with you and make sure we get you booked and settled in for it with us.
This is really cool, man. That's a great option. Who wouldn't want Gumbo at a wedding? That's actually a hell of an idea.
And it's not just Gumbo that we offer. We, you'll able to get jambalaya. Our red beans and rice are a huge seller. People love them. You can get that in bulk size. We do specialty items such as boudin balls. If you ever heard our boudin balls, they're basically a deep fried jambalaya. On the inside, we have melted cheese. It's a delicious product served with remoulade sauce. People get that catered all the time. Our fried shrimp, our po' boys. We have a huge list on our menu of authentic Cajun items that you can choose from. Mm-hmm. Or if you have an idea, we're open to ideas. We're chefs and we can make it happen as long as it's well within reason. And you give us a good idea of what you would like. We're able to provide that service. We do delivery as well. That's an option.
Wow.
So
I didn't know. This is really cool. And you know what's funny? I've had you guys on the show before. I've eaten there. I literally didn't know about this until a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah. It's all kind of been building on top of each other since we've started this. This was our first business. We've never jumped in this industry before. We've served and we've worked management positions, but we've never been the owners. So we had to take our time to make sure we got everything right, make sure our recipes are right, and make sure that we're consistently doing what we say we do. And now that we feel very comfortable delivering this product, we say, come on, bring it on. Let's take on the numbers now.
Okay, and you're also doing lobster dinner for okay.
Yep, that lobster. is available is where.
I love
as
this.
You know, with our menu, we do our daily specials.
Yeah.
So that's a little lanyap on top of the daily menu. You get your po' boys, you get your red beans, you get your gumbo, but you also get a daily special that we come up with every single day. Yesterday we had lobster and shrimp tacos.
You missed out. Look at that on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If you missed out yesterday, you can still get some delicious fried chicken pieces today. We have legs with mac and cheese and jambalaya as a dinner plate served today. That's our daily special. We change it up every single day, so be on the lookout for on our Facebook page. If you follow us, you can get all the information on what our daily specials will be.
You know what I like about how you guys do your specials? They're always freaking creative. Like, it's not one of those copy and paste jobs, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it speaks volumes over your guys' number one love for food and your love for, really trying to give something new to your customers each and every day, but just your love of creativity. I mean, that takes a lot to come up with.
It really does. It takes a lot of just shopping ideas, brainstorming, thinking about what we would like to eat every single night. And occasionally, we like to put a twist on things. So you'll get some of these crazy kooky specials that we do that are fun and interesting. Tomorrow, I believe we will be having a donut bread pudding.
Ooh.
And
man, that
let me
sounds
tell you,
awesome.
I'm not a huge bread pudding person, but our donut bread pudding changed the game for me. So, like I said, we always have cool, interesting specials, and they pop up every single day. You just got to be on the lookout on our Facebook page. You can follow us at Gumbo2Go, the number 2, and it's spelled Geaux, the Cajun way. So that's our little homage to our Cajun heritage.
It's cool.
If you ever go down to Louisiana, you'll see them say "Go Tigers," spelled Geaux. That's our little homage there.
I love it. And hey, 11 to 7, Monday through Saturday, correct?
11 to 8 p.m. We've extended our hours for summertime. Yeah, so
that's even better.
You're getting even more bonuses from Gumbo to Go. Yeah.
This is so cool. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with Troy. I want to talk more about your music career, but this is the question I got to ask before you go to break. How do you guys do your own dinner schedules? Because I would be tired of talking about food pretty quick doing the restaurant stuff.
Honestly, we eat a lot of Gumbo to Go.
Do you really?
The food is so good. I mean, I'm like, we'll think for a little bit. We could go out. We could go to this place, but our special today is really awesome. Do you want to get that?
I love it.
We eat a lot of Gumbo to Go.
This is awesome. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. 10:42, a little bit of change, more Daily Show next.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and it will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
right. Welcome back to our daily show. 10:45. I don't know why I'm choking. Troy got me all choked up over here. Back to your music stuff, man. So your show's coming up on July the 19th.
Yes.
And this starts at 5:30. It's going to run until 11 o'clock. When do you take the stage?
So I'll be the second or third act coming on. So make sure you get there at least around 6 o'clock to take part in our food vending as well. Gumbo to Go is going to be there vending some food, so you can get some delicious jambalaya, some nachos, or some hamburgers there. And then I'll get on stage and do my best and give you guys some of my new songs off my album. And some old stuff as well. I got a pretty nice set for you guys. It's live energy. Some of my tracks, they're real personal to me. I like to make music that's very familiar to me. So the subjects are about, being positive, working hard, being a contributing member to society, and all the things that I like to do. Have fun, party, work hard, and be a businessman. So that's what's I kind of put forward in my music, and I'm excited to show it to a lot of you guys who haven't heard my music before.
This is so cool. And now you started back in Louisiana, so you've started some years ago doing this.
Yeah. I originally started as strictly a producer. I make beats and instrumentals, and that kind of elevated me into making my own music for myself, working in the studio. I knew all the ins and outs. So when I moved to Illinois, I kind of took all those skills and made my own home studio at home, and just kind of been silently working on music and releasing it here and there. And it's just kind of catapulted over time. I got more shows booked recently. This summer I started doing a couple more things, and this big one I got coming up is Mini Fest on July 19th. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I just, and not to go on a soapbox, but I think it's freaking such a testament too, because you guys are running a restaurant. It ain't, I hate to say it, there's some businesses that you can put in cruise control, and but a restaurant is a little bit different because it's all, the wheels are turning.
Yeah.
And to continuously manage that, and also you're doing this too, where you're still an entrepreneur, you're doing it on your own. How do you find the time to balance that and the family and all that?
It's truly a balancing act, but when you're passionate behind something, like the things that we're doing, the restaurant, the food that we create, and the music that I make is all things that give me energy. It's things that I want to do for the rest of my life. So I'm willing to shift my life around to make those things happen. And fortunately enough for me, not too many things fall through the cracks. I spent a lot of time with my family. We just went out on family vacation.
I saw that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was your first vacation in a while.
First vacation ever.
No kidding.
We've been working since we've had our kids. We had our kids back to back. So they're 8 and 9 now. So
oh man,
9 years of working, no vacation. Just putting our head down, taking care of these kids, honestly. Building up my music in the background, building up the restaurant in the background until we're finally in a position where the restaurant is running pretty smoothly. We have a very, very strong staff, and they work really hard to do their job every single day. We're able to now, step away and do a few more things for the family, do a few more things for ourselves. And one of the main things I enjoy doing is my music, and I'm back to that. And I got a show coming up, so I'm just really happy to be in the position I am, and I'm very grateful to be on the show with you. So thanks for having me.
Man, you worded that someone. I was just going to tell everyone, get off your lazy ass, do something. Anyway, I can't do that anymore. I was going to get in trouble by the boss. So but man, it's so cool though, because I love stories like that, because so I was somebody. I haven't been on actually been on a vacation for quite some time. I take some time off and all that, but we went to. I was able to go to Vegas for a few days last year, but here's the problem. I didn't Vegas the right way, and I'm telling you what, by the time I got down from that Ferris wheel, I don't think I landed. You know what I'm saying? Well, it was unlimited while you're up there, and I'll challenge you to an unlimited any day of the week.
Right.
If I got 30 minutes, I got 30 drinks, and so anyway, was a little more of a hangover.
Too. I would have... I'm talking keeping what happens in Vegas to the max. That's why you're there.
That's what happened. But I mean, to have a true just relaxing actual thing. It's really. I'm gonna do that this Friday, and I'm really excited for it too. But I hear you though, and it's like 8-9 years.
Hey man, you deserve it. But you've been working on the show a long time.
It's really cool though. It motivates me though, because it's like, God damn, you're doing all this stuff, and you take a vacation. First time in 8 or 9 years, it's like, CJ, keep pushing, man. Everyone else is too. It's really a motivator.
Pushing. You'll get there. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Like I said, we've been working on Gumbo to Go, and I've been working on my music for a long time. And certain things take a long time to see the results. But it doesn't mean it's not going to be worth it in the end.
Well, and now with that being said, you have your own artist page, don't you?
Yes. You can follow me on Troy Green Official on Instagram. Also have a Facebook page, Troy Green Official. You can check me out on there. All my music is available for streaming on any platform that you might stream your service from. YouTube, just search my name. Apple, Spotify, Amazon, all those services. I made it real simple just by keeping I don't have a new stage name. Because my music is so personal. I try to be myself as much as I can. I don't need a stage name. I go by who I am. I'm Troy Green.
I love it. Well, hey, Bridging the Music is presenting St. Louis Mini Fest, and really going to be great. Gumbo to Go is going to be there July the 19th. It's at the Broadway Boat Bar, and this is going to be really cool. Troy's going to be performing with some live music. There's going to be some community atmospheres there, festival style. Going to be really, really fun. And on top of that, too, do you have any other shows coming down the pipeline?
Everything's still in the works right now. I'll be out next week, next Wednesday at a pop-up show over at Members Only in St. Louis as well. Like I said, new videos are in the works, new music, and another album is in the work as well. Just be on the lookout for that show July 19th. That's going to be the big one. We're going to have a lot of fun acts out there, and Gumbo to Go is going to be there. So even if you're not necessarily in tune with the music, you can come get a delicious meal and try some new music acts, support local music.
100%. And with that being said, too, let's circle back. So Gumbo to Go caters, and you do weddings. Now, if you're getting married next year, you might want to start putting some feelers out for what we're going to do here. And also for bigger events, too, like the 4th of July's and stuff. Like, do you guys do those events?
All the major holidays, we're available for catering. Our major event is typically Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
So I would suggest getting your orders in well in advance for that. The Mardi Gras season, we get filled with orders for all kind of Cajun food, especially our king cakes. So the king cake season usually lasts around February up until Fat Tuesday, which is the Mardi Gras day. That's the date you're supposed to stop serving king cakes, but we do it all season if you give us a call. Don't tell anybody.
I love it. Troy, man, thanks for stopping by. This has been a great conversation, and we'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com and make sure that we don't miss any of those details on the show. Man, keep up the great work.
Thanks, CJ.
We'll take a quick break. We'll wrap this bad boy up this Tuesday morning, right after this on RiverBender and Roku.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
We'll be grooving when the sun goes down. We'll be feeling alright when the sun sinks down over the water. Everything gets hotter when the sun goes down.
Welcome back. 10:56. On this Tuesday morning. It's our daily show as we're wrapping up the Tuesday morning that it was. And man, we had a good show. Always enjoy talking and really just supporting local businesses. And really just to hear more about Troy's background a little bit in that show. That's really cool stuff. And that's why I love doing the show, because I always find out something new. I mean, I've had Troy and Kendra on before, but to learn more, man, that was super cool. And I wish them nothing but the best. Hopefully you can get down to the July the 19th show. And really just kind of keep supporting like you guys do best. You know, I think that's what's such a testament is that, you know, it's like this community is just so cool because we always are throughout the region. We're always good at supporting everybody else and really just supporting everyone's dreams. So just one of those things where having them on was just really kind of a reminder of why this show's here and how awesome that was. Hey, wanted to fill you in on this real quick. This is interesting. So, listen, we all got places to be, okay? We all got things to do, places to see, people to kiss. And an 80-year-old man in Rome, he had that same problem. This is how I'm going to wrap up the show today. An 80-year-old man drove a compact luxury Mercedes-Benz A-Class sedan down some stairs. Not just any stairs. These stairs. The landmark Spanish Steps in Rome. And got stuck partway down. Now, the man, tested negative for alcohol, was cited on the spot for driving down the monument in Rome's historic center. Police did not identify the driver or say if the car was even his. They also did not say whether or not he was using his GPS. Oh, that's a hell of a line. They don't know if he was using his GPS or not. Maybe he put in the walking directions instead of the driving ones. Just saying, the small, smarty car, later removed by firefighters using a crane. Police did not respond to requests for more details about the dynamics of this apparent incident. So, do I have a photo of this car getting stuck? Can I find that real quick? Hold on, we got to find this. I mean, this has got to just be amazing. There's got to be a photo. Hold on, I'm going to find this darn thing. Yeah, right here. I'm going to open this in a new tab. Hold on here. We got to see this together. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at this freaking beauty all zoomed out. It's pixelated, but we'll make it work. Okay, we should know what the Spanish Steps are. This is what the guy ended up at. I mean, he didn't even make it that far down. I guess he did. He did make it halfway. But who would think that a little shopping cart like that is going to make it downstairs? I mean, that thing can barely handle roadways. Anyway, back to the story, because I just think this is just incredible. So, one of Rome's most recognizable monuments are the Spanish Steps. And it's never been intended for motor vehicles, in case you guys Thought so. Although some thrill seekers have, in fact, tried their luck. I mean, a Saudi man was charged with aggravated damage to cultural heritage after a surveillance camera recorded him driving a rented Maserati down the 135 Travertine Steps in 2022. The Spanish Steps take their name from the Spanish embassy to the Holy See in the nearby square. It's a famed background for numerous films that were built in the 1720s and have long been a popular spot to people watch and hang out and get caught up in those tourism traps. So anyway, I saw this and I just thought, what a hell of a story. I mean, I gotta know. He wasn't drunk. I'm truly thinking that this poor guy, I think he had his GPS on the walking thing. You know, where they give you walking directions, because you can walk down the stairs. I wonder if he's in jail. There's a lot of questions, okay? A lot of questions. We'll answer them tomorrow because I'm out of time. See you then. Try your best to stay out of jail.